Hello everybody and welcome. I am the Beta Plan and this is Vampyr. And as you may notice, there's a slight difference from when we last left off. I have 0 XP, exactly 0. I got quite lucky. And I went topside and I actually did find Mr. Kimura. He was actually just hiding in plain sight. His grey costume just made sure that I just couldn't see him very well. But I did give him his medication and then I said, I'm gonna wait. And yes, I actually did find all his clues, which was just talking to him a lot, which makes me think perhaps I should also talk to these other people a few more times if I want to have all the clues. But perhaps I do not need them. After all, this could be our final fight. Let's see if we can make it. We are...
These poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
We are going to see what we can do over here. And finally be able to unlock this door. Because that's a door that we always want to unlock and couldn't. Now I understand why. And no, I didn't know that ahead of time. I just saw this now. Hey, continues over there, but I can't jump there, but I can't jump there. Anyways, so yeah, I've gone and upgraded myself just a wee little bit more. I actually given myself a little boost of health and a little bit more bullets, so that I would have,
I'm doing this.
well, all the more for the end fight and just a little bit more survivability. Oh my dear. She's gonna and the gas shit and that weird arm.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Oh, like your help, Doris. Liars, all of you. My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature? I was a good mother.
Whoa, okay. She just nails me at the start of this fight. Noticeable. No resistance to shadow.
Poor baby. Where is she now?
Wonder if this works? This actually works. Oh yeah, we upgrade our shotgun a lot, Miss Harriet. And we're going to finish you with the first ability we ever took as a vampire. I'm glad I got out of the way there.
This anger I feel, is it wrath? I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
Okay. I missed again. Am I not allowed to move while I'm shooting? Actually, that worked. I'm surprised it does.
Feed your mother, child.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 okay. Why does this not work? That is not cool. Why am I doing that? Because that has like no damage on her. Ow. Wait, did I? Oh! Ow. Okay, I'm a little bit of a pickle here, because I'm a little bit surrounded by small fries. Thank you. I really needed some blood. And yes, I'm actually using syringes even in this fight. But I thought I had syringes to give me additional blood, but I don't see it. This is the only way I see... and I also have no bullets left. Which is also, by the way, something I upgraded while I was away. I upgraded my health and I upgraded the amount of bullets, as I think I said, but I'm not sure at this moment. So I'm just gonna repeat it here as I try to dodge as much as I can. Whoa, that is some major ability, and she has pulled out some weapons, so I'm a little afraid of that. Okay. New ability. That failed. Alright. Good to know. Ow. Oh, shoot!
Give me more. They are so young, so tasty.
Ow. Oh, she's gonna do that trick again. Okay. Get ready for it. Yeah, I can't dodge it, but I have to be ready for it. Finally, that's worked again. Alright. Red Queen Avatar. Ow! Oh, got interrupted there. That's fine. That is an explosion. We have had many explosions.
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget? What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suaskal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suaskals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over now. London is no longer shrouded in the disaster's shadow. We're all safe.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize. Really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reed, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
That's quite a revelation.
London has been cleansed. This catastrophe came about when an ancient malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger. Red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another. From predator to victim. Patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long.
The red car that stood out of Lady Ashbury's estate. What a lovely little detail.
Well, this is it. Lady Ashbury's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps? I'd better hurry.
I wonder what more gameplay we will find in here. Because Oh! Hello again. Because I do want her back. I hope we can finish it in this episode, because it would be epic.
Beautiful
Of an episode.
My child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart?
Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother. My dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant ghostly queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sea.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will never stop searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly. And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
Ooh, so the primate that reads the card is perhaps more special than we might fear. And yes, we didn't talk to Dr. Swansea. I'd kind of hoped to save that for you guys, but well, we'll have to see.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons, and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
No. Well, you said goodbye to your sons, possibly, but no, not really.
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
The mythical king that we have no assurance of if he truly exists.
Who are your
Existed,
sons?
I should say.
Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
Wow. Okay.
So that is all we are to you. Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil.
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
If we are your immortal sons, why create a new one? Perhaps the older ones are perhaps not connected in the current time zone, that could be it. But there's another one, who knows? Isaac Newton?
Speak clearly then, and answer my
What threat
last
did he
question.
fight?
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
Is William Marshall here? Lady Ashbury? I am...
It's locked, all right. The castle walls look decrepit. Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
I thought I could shadow jump perhaps up there. Oh, I cannot pass this little boulder thing? Alright. I do love this environment, by the way. I'm absolutely enthralled by it. But I assume that anyone who comes here will find themselves filled with sorrow. Mary Englewood. One Whiteacre, 1500 something. Robin Englewood. Englewood? Huh, different name than Ashbury. leads up to the same place. Just look at this for a moment. Hold on. Let me find a better spot. Look at this sunset. Look at this beauty. And actually, that house doesn't seem decrepit at all. Someone must notice here by accident that someone is here. Then again, I believe there are quite a few castles within England, Scotland, and Ireland that have that are supposedly haunted. Wouldn't be surprised if this one would be one of them.
It's locked. The lady of the manor isn't expecting visitors.
Not too surprising, perhaps. Well, let's go around then. Well, this is fallen into disarray. I better not go down there.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here still.
Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky, although I know that you wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health. You're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies, inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint-Louis. Sadly closed with the French people when the French people chose, my god, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place, destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls, will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help you make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset.
Somewhere.
And I smell her perfume.
I cannot enter.
That is interesting. If I would have any musical talent, I would play the piano and hopefully summon her that way. But alas, I have no musical talent to do so, and seemingly neither does Dr. Jonathan Reed, as he cannot interact with the darn thing. Portrait of Dr. Jonathan Reed by Elizabeth Ashbury.
Elizabeth, my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered.
Dear Mr. McAllister, as the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among the few architects I invited to send forth proposals, I was mostly impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. I would be glad to meet you at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly and not your assistants. Any evening of the next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at the office, as you prefer. If you agree to come to the castle, I should show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning the crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction. Very sincerely,
Like
Lady
most
Ashbury.
castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Portrait of Elizabeth Blackwood by Johannes Vermeer. Johannes Vermeer is a very famous Dutch painter, by the way. Has also, for instance, captured the Milkmaid, if I do that correctly. I'm sure the time frame will be correct, but that's very interesting. Vermeer, who's
This
Dutch.
castle is falling apart.
Yeah, and despite the fact that she wanted to do renovations. Oh! One step too low. Though I did want to go down.
Sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
Ah, this is the entry. Just look at this, man. This is what I have always loved about this game. This game's beauty is astounding. Just breathtaking. Need to find a secret passage, but I also just want to look around for a moment. Is that Lady Ashbury as well? Yeah. By Vincent van Gogh. Also a Dutch painter. That I am actually pronouncing it now in the way the English tend to do. They tend to say Vincent van Gogh. But it would be, if you pronounce it correctly in Dutch, Vincent van Gogh. And don't worry, it's the G-O-G-H. That's just a killer for most foreign people. And it is kind of in his style. Portrait of Elizabeth and Jacob Blackwood in Versailles. Blackwood. Actually, I just realized the one man looks like a Volcot. Huh. I think vampirism runs pretty long in this family. I want to do one crazy little thing. I didn't want to go there because I thought this is the obvious route for a secret entrance. Actually, it isn't. Well, that's a huge fireplace.
This painting looks suspicious.
This painting. That painting probably. But I'm not gonna concern myself with that yet. Hey, repaintings of the same thing we saw before. But I first want to look at the family shields. Sometimes they can tell a lot about a family line. Perhaps a crossing between two distinct family lines might be of interest. I think we'll need to go down the crypt as well, but he's also talking about this painting. So I will have a look-see upstairs. Just looking around that I don't miss anything of the... Look at this. It's... Oh. This area is beautiful. That is the Blood Queen. That is the Red Queen. Dear Mrs. Ashbury, when we last communicated, you asked for the convenience of a large coffin from Temple Church. Activate senses? London, to the crypt of... sorry. You asked for the conveyance of a large coffin from Temple Church, London, to the crypt of the Ashbury Castle in Scotland. From Temple Church, that was where King Arthur lay, right? Or was it in the Williams night? I am happy to report your request has finally been validated. My drivers have been informed that, for security reasons, guards must always protect the coffin. You have hired these individuals, who will be waiting for us in London. They also have been informed that under no circumstance should the carriage try to pass a river by boat, but always by road and bridges, for the precious wood and the relics inside the coffin cannot be exposed to humidity and moisture. She moved the Knight Williams, probably. You'll find a detailed quote of the entire operation attached to this letter. We are ready to go to London as soon as payment is received in full. Very respectfully, Samuel Lewis, Contractor. Activate senses with L? That's not normally my sense activator, that is C.
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Interesting. This door has been unlocked. Ah, that's that door. Cool. Let me just unlock the other one as well. Just out of pure completeness sake. Sword and a moon. Lady Ashbury. Oh, I'm not even allowed into the crypt. Okay. Sword and a moon. Not that I see here. Not that I see here. I'm sure I will be allowed later into the crypt. At least that's what I assume. I assume I will be allowed later into the crypt. That's what I assume. Yeah, that is just a weird sentence as... I think, therefore I am, I think. Because indeed, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you... Sword and a moon. Locate the secret passage. I'm afraid I'm gonna be blundering in here for a while. That's not. That's has a rip in it. That's not a. There's a sword over here, but. Hello. It is.
Lost switch, and
Yeah, it is
what are
actually in the
these
fireplace.
symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
You feel a
Here's
mechanism?
another switch. I should keep looking. One last switch, and
Oh, hold on. There's probably another switch. Because the one I'm pressing here doesn't have a moon, it has a shield. There you go.
voila.
There we go. Found the true entrance to the crypt. Lady Ashbury. Is this gonna be the final fight? Or the final revelation? I thought you were trying to get renovations done, darling. Oh, well, actually, here's a little bit.
Nothing to be afraid of.
Marshall.
Shall we abandon this then?
Yeah.
Shall we lower our heads?
No, never. You taught me that.
A Vulcot?
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father.
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more,
and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation. And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil. She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
No, I don't believe that. That sense. Don't do this to me, game.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty echo who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then?
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
I apologize, I hit the mic there. I'm scratching my chin listening to this story.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
I find this story of the blood of hate just a little awkward. It's in all vampires, then suddenly comes up. That's how it feels to me. But the Red Queen can then make it come up immediately because Harriet Jones wasn't a vampire for very long. Some there in the story, I have a feeling that's a little bit shaky. Even if this moment, thanks to the music and its setting, are absolutely stringing at the or plucking at the emotional strings.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
So she might actually have indeed been, as I suggested, perhaps that black lady they talked about and he gave her the antidote.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
I understand. And I respect your desire for privacy.
Thank you, Jonathan.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
I am not going to chop up this episode. I know we are now reaching the normal end of an episode, but gosh, if this takes more than an hour, I don't give a shit. This is the perfect ending. The end battle. The answers. I'm not gonna do that.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse, forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Yes?
Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
I found your research on the antidote. The tears of the angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Vampyr.
That would be a Celtic lady who rose up against the Romans. I don't think that she was successful in the end, but she is rumored because the history has been befuddled in myth. After all, she was and her people were conquered by the Romans, and it are unfortunately the victors that always write the stories. A strong, capable woman that in the end did not win, but was always supposedly very justful and fair.
King Richard and Vampyr. How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
She is indeed the lady of the Black Lady, or Lady
I
of Black
found
Ashford.
and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure
Then they weren't the
she was
same.
destroyed.
Okay. My apologies.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
Ah, so because the wound he got it. Now I am. At least that's what I now surmise. That makes it a little bit more plausible, if you will, in this whole world of mythology, if you will.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time. Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
I just realized I had the feeling that Sir William has a somewhat similar model to Dr. Reed. The nose, the wound on the nose. The similarity there.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
Now he's talking about true vampires. I thought we were vampires and then we had subspecies like Ekon and Vulcot and Skull.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once. But she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
That does sound like the Morgan, the goddess of war. But she was also the one to carry the fallen from the battlefield. But also the one to instigate. As far as if I have my mythological lore correct. And I could definitely be slightly askew here. The Morgan is a Celtic goddess, and unfortunately my knowledge on Celtic goddesses is although present as for many mythological goddess, Greek, Latin, Norse, I never have been able to do an in-depth study of some of them. Which I wouldn't have had the time, but my life took another direction.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the Red Song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again? Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness. I swore I would find a way to make things right.
I wonder. I don't think I either bit Doris or Harriet. I bit Skulls, but not her.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
But you seem to sound to be trapped in misery about the past. I've said this many a times before, and I can totally agree with that. There is a time for resentment and looking to yourself, to your I'm at a loss for word here, to come to terms with what you've done. I have had my periods, but I don't stay in that forever.
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
You agreed to be confined here then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
No,
I
you just said
pray for
that.
the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it would be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my Father. And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Myrddin, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? How could I take such a chance?
I'll stay here with you then. As long as we must, until I find a cure.
You have no idea what you're talking about, Jonathan. Despite his madness, William was strong enough to starve for centuries. I doubt we can do the same.
That's where you're wrong, Elizabeth. Since I murdered my poor Mary after my rebirth, I vowed to never take a life again, and I've succeeded.
Yes!
I'm not sure I have the strength of character. I'm not like William. I'm not like you.
Let me teach you then. Come with me, my love.
Oh, Jonathan, if only this could be true. I really don't know.
We'll run away. Go to the deepest forests, the highest mountains. Untouched by man, we'll hide in solitude until I find a cure.
Do you trust me then?
Until the end of the world, my love.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, for you have prevailed. I wish you a peace duly earned for the centuries yet to come. And they will come. I bid thee farewell, my champion bittersweet. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
Some achievements are popping up, but that doesn't matter for me at this moment. I'll look at that later. But I do think there we noticed what had happened. I never took another life, as I told Elizabeth. And of that, I could convince her that I can save her. And that would be, we would be, immortal, partners in body and soul. This episode is long enough as it is. I hope you enjoyed the extra long episode that truly encompassed all of the end. I'm glad I did not wait with doing the last little bits. Although I have to say the combat system wasn't entirely up to what I would have preferred, the atmosphere of the game was excellent. And it was another tale to remember. A tale of tragedy, a tale of love, and a tale of destiny. Until we meet again, I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.